Here's the challenge. Every single day for 14 days, I'm going to speak affirmations, record them, and then listen to them back. I must record myself every single day or it doesn't count. And I must listen to those affirmations that I recorded that day, or else that also doesn't count. As far as the affirmations, I'll use a custom GPT to help me write these affirmations, and those will be tailored to whatever I'm looking for, whatever I need, whatever I'm feeling during that day. And if you want to follow along with this challenge, check the links in the description box below. Now, let's grow. I create a life that feels aligned with my values and faith. I create a life that feels aligned with my values and faith. I chose to do this challenge because this is something that I used to do a while back. A few years ago, I had started recording affirmations of myself, speaking them, and then also listening to them. I thought that speaking affirmations was great, but then having the opportunity to listen to them back was going to basically improve the effect of the affirmations. And there was a period of time where I was making these affirmation recordings, and I even created a YouTube channel for it, not only to help myself, but to help other people. I've gotten away from doing that and I want to bring it back. And with many different things that I'm doing right now, I feel the need for an injection of positive energy and positive thinking, an upgrade, a glow up really in my mental game. Because some of the things that I want to do within my personal life, with my professional career ambitions and business, it's going to take some mental growth in order for me to be successful in those things. One quote that many people have heard before is that whether a man believes he will succeed or fail, he is right. What's most important, what's most impactful, and what determines ultimately whether a man will succeed or fail is his belief in one of those two outcomes. I trust that focused effort leads to meaningful growth. I treat my time and energy as valuable resources. I treat my time and energy as valuable resources. I carry gratitude for what I have and peace for what is still unfolding. After getting into this challenge, things were really starting to take hold, and I started to notice a few different things. The first is that my mind is starting to remember these affirmations throughout the day. And while I may not remember every single affirmation that I have spoken or listened to, there's just different moments in time where I'm just going through the normal day of working or driving around or walking around, and I remember some of these affirmations and these thoughts. It's almost like this little seed that's been planted through recording them or listening to them back is starting to grow. That little seed is starting to grow, and I'm remembering at different moments what some of these affirmations were, and specifically ones that have resonated with me. I see this as a positive thing because I think this is one of the overall goals, and one of the things that I hoped for when doing this challenge is that by speaking and listening to these affirmations, my mind would be fed more positive thoughts and would be able to remember those and kind of lift my overall mental strength, fortitude, and just overall joy and well-being. So that has started to take place, which I'm really excited about. I allow success to unfold in ways that exceed my current imagination. I am open to opportunities that align with the effort I've invested. The second thing that's been happening is I've been more aware of what's mentally maybe been more challenging for me. In this case, I'm being prompted to talk about and speak different affirmations of things that are relevant to me in the moment. And before, I maybe have been aware, maybe not, but this is helping me to be more aware and have an understanding of what's relevant to me and how I can overcome those things and really start attacking it, even if it's just something simple as speaking positive thoughts and listening to those back. I trust, I return, I stay rooted, I carry gratitude, I carry a calm confidence, I choose foods that support strength, I treat my time and energy, I move through life, I develop real skill, I allow God's timing to unfold with wisdom. Now, having completed the challenge, there are a few things that changed mentally for me. The first thing I already alluded to in one of my check-in days, and that's being this idea of being mentally in or out of shape. In a similar way that you might be out of shape when it comes to physically working out, and the first time that you go to work out after not having done so for a while, it's kind of like you get winded easily, you're tired, you're gassed, exhausted afterwards. That would be considered being out of shape. But after a while, after you have continued to work out regularly, you start to get back in shape. And so you may do the same workout that you started out with when you first returned to exercising, and you may get through it and realize that, oh wow, you gained a lot of progress because you're not tired at the same point you were prior to. And this was one thing that happened to me during this affirmations challenge, but in a different way. See, what I found was that there was this mental fitness or being in shape. And I'm not sure how out of shape I was before, but what I noticed was that after about day 4 or 5 of this challenge, I noticed that in just the regular everyday goings and thoughts, sometimes where I needed to be mentally stronger or I needed to mentally work out just to reframe or refocus my mind, I noticed that it was easier to do so. This was really interesting to me because I never thought that this would happen. When it did, I immediately recognized it because of the parallel to physically working out. And what I realized was that your mind can be in or out of shape. And doing these affirmations on a daily basis, it's feeding your mind good thoughts. It's exercising your mind with good reps, and it's allowing your mind to become stronger. In those moments where you might have a negative thought or you need to refocus or reframe your mind's able to do that a lot easier without as much energy. It's a way of being mentally in shape. The more you do it, I would assume, the more mentally strong you become. That's one of the biggest takeaways that I have from doing this challenge, is how your mind has a fitness level, and the more that you work it out, the more mentally strong you will become in those moments when you need to reframe, to refocus, or to get through some mentally tough things. Now, something else totally unexpected happened during this challenge, and I don't want to sound cliche with this, but it literally changed my life, I believe. I just feel a sense of significance in this period of time and through what happened during this challenge. So let me break it down for you. I don't want to explain too much because I would sit here and bore you. But essentially, for one of the days of the challenge, I went to the ChatGPT prompt and I wanted to focus on being a good steward of my talents and the skills and the gifts that I've been given. For me personally, I'm someone who has a lot of different interests, honestly, too many. And sometimes I get overwhelmed, and there's been things that I have put totally on the back burner, put on the shelf, and not really have touched. But I wanted to see what it would be like to bring those things back into my life and figure out a way to develop those. And in the prompt, I just kind of explained that. I even referenced the parable of the 5 talents. It comes from the Bible, where the master gives his servants these talents before he goes off to travel. And two of the servants double their talents, and the other one sticks it in the dirt to try to save it and preserve it without sharing it, essentially. I wanted to be like the first 2 servants who doubled their talents, because I believe that gifts are meant to be shared, and they're meant to grow and to turn into more than what they initially were. I put all of that into the prompt. It returned several affirmations. I spoke those, I recorded those, I listened to those back several times. And what was so interesting, I don't know if this is like divine timing or what, and again, I don't want to sound too cliche, but what happened afterwards was something in me like sparked, and it had to do with one of the talents that I feel like I had been burying for a long time. And that talent for me is having some musical taste, some musical ability. Not to go too deep in the weeds on that, but I'm someone who has a good musical ear, but I've never been professionally trained. I don't know necessarily how to play an instrument. I did make beats and music on my computer growing up in high school, and it's something that I've always really enjoyed. It's really fulfilling to me to do that, and it's a way that I relieve stress and honestly sometimes escape. But I've never really put anything out there. I've never broadcasted that. I've never really shared it that much, especially as I've gotten older. And it's been one of those things that I've kind of buried in the dirt. And that same day that I recorded those affirmations, I finally went down the rabbit hole of testing out one of these AI music production tools. I had seen them for a few months, had heard about some that were developing, and one in particular that's really popular. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give myself permission. Those were literally the words that I said to myself. I'm going to give myself permission to explore this. And it was one evening, and it was about maybe 10 o'clock where I was at my computer and was gonna dive into this. And kid you not, I stayed up until 5 a.m. the next morning with this tool, playing with music, creating music, taking some of the old sketches that I had from years ago, voice memos where I recorded melodies and even some lyrics, and plugging it into this AI music tool, and it was bringing it to life. And I just felt this immense sense of gratitude, of fulfillment, and honestly God giving me a gift and it revitalizing something within me that I had no expectation of, absolutely no expectation. And I was just completely blown away. And through that process, my mind really started turning when it came to how I could create stuff and share it and put it out there. And as I record this video today, I don't know where that's gonna take me, but for whatever reason, I just feel like this is a significant moment in time for that to have happened. And it came literally the day, the night of when I recorded these affirmations about being a good steward of the talents I have been given. And maybe you're someone as well who has something that you've kind of just buried, not even intentionally, but just because life happens and you haven't had the time and the energy to put into that thing that you used to be so good at. If so, let me know down in the comment section. I'm asking for a moment of vulnerability, transparency, to where you can also declare hey, this is something that I've done in the past. I want to bring it back into my life. And maybe the first step is just declaring that. And so if that's you, I encourage you to drop it down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And I think this is a good moment to mention what didn't change during the challenge. And as powerful as affirmations can be, and I think recording your own affirmations and listening to them back is even more powerful than just reading someone else's or listening to someone else's. What beats all of that is taking action. You can read and listen to and speak all the affirmations. I believe that does have an effect. It definitely had an effect on me in this challenge, even years ago when I was doing this. But ultimately, what is going to affect the most change is taking action. But I believe that affirmations plays a role in this. Doing this on a regular basis helps your mind to be more mentally strong. And with that mental strength, what that does is it lowers the barrier for taking action. Especially if you're an ambitious person, you're someone who's motivated and wants to do different things. Having the mental strength to help you in those moments to get over complacency, to be disciplined when the motivation has faded, that can really help you and lower that barrier to taking action. And that's really where things start to change. So I don't believe that affirmations replace taking action, but I do believe that it lowers the friction of someone actually taking that first step. So I wouldn't want to let you go without mentioning that if you want to get access to the custom GPT that I use to write all the affirmations for this challenge, I will drop that in the description box below. If you check out the link, you can get access to that, use it, write your own affirmations, record them, and do this challenge. And if you're revisiting this video while you're in the middle of the challenge or you've completed it, let me know down in the comments. I would love to know how your experience has been. On this channel, I'm going to be coming out with more videos of ways that I'm challenging myself to be better socially, mentally, physically, spiritually, all of those things. And if you want to follow along, I invite you to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.